A lot of people think that goal setting and the phenomenon of setting goals is a fairly recent innovation. But actually, goal setting has been practiced throughout history. For example, the founding fathers of the United States had being an independent country as their goal, and it took many years to achieve it. Despite the Declaration of Independence being signed in 1776, British forces didn't fully withdraw from American territory until the signing of the Jay Treaty in 1795. But America did become an independent country and has remained so ever since. So the founding fathers' goal was eventually achieved, and of course history shows that they stuck at it and achieved the goal. The Montgolfier brothers' goal was to successfully fly a hot air balloon, and of course this had never been done before. Nobody had ever flown in anything, but they worked at it. They set their goal as having the world's first hot air balloon, and they eventually achieved that goal. And hot air balloons are still flying to this day. And over 120 years later, the Wright brothers took this further and flew the first aeroplane. And this was a goal that they had pursued for many years. But actually, one of the first people to recognize the importance of goal setting was the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle. And this was way back in very, very ancient times. And Aristotle put it like this: all men have one goal, success or happiness. The only way to achieve true success is to express yourself completely in service to society. First, have a definite, clear, practical ideal, a goal, an objective. Second, have the necessary means to achieve your ends: wisdom, money, materials, and methods. Third, adjust all means to that end. So, to break this down into modern parlance, you could say, first of all, make sure your goal benefits everyone, not just you. Get whatever you need to make your goal a reality. Keep your attention fixed on your goal until you achieve it. Now, let's look at an historical example of this. Let's look at the Wright brothers and the way that they achieved their goal of powered flight. Now, their goal of powered flight benefits everyone. According to the IATA, on average, every day, more than 8 million people fly, and more than $5.7 trillion worth of goods is shipped by air freight. Now, that's more than 35% of world trade by value. So, even though it's over 100 years since the Wright brothers first flew the first aeroplane, their invention is still going on to benefit society. So, their goal is benefiting everybody, even to this day. Now, the Wright brothers opened a bicycle repair shop and gained the mechanical skills essential for their success by working for years on bicycles, motors, and other machinery. Their work with bicycles in particular influenced their belief that an unstable vehicle like a flying machine could be controlled and balanced with practice. So from 1900 until their first powered flight in late 1903, they conducted extensive glider tests that also developed their skills as pilots. They also observed birds in flight to see how they adjusted their wings in flight. And their business was successful, so money doesn't appear to have been a problem for them. And they kept refining their design until they achieved success. Their goal achieved, even though it meant spending a lot of time in remote locations where the wind conditions were more favorable and time away from their home and their family. So, goal setting and the methods of achieving them have been constant throughout history, from Aristotle through to the founding fathers of the United States, through to the Montgolfier brothers, through to the Wright brothers, and so on, right down to this present day. The same principles have applied throughout time. And they work just as well today as they always have, and they'll work for you just as they did for Aristotle and the Wright brothers, and so on.